Rock and roll, guys. I think we're live. I think we are up on all the channels. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Glad to have you. It is Thursday. Hope you all having a good week so far. Guys, Project Soap is now in testnet. Ta-da! Huge, huge. Shout out Crypto Vegeta. That's right. Let's fucking go, people. Project Soap is now in testnet. Huge milestone, guys. Huge milestone. We have multiple pools participating in this testnet as well. So we're coming out the gate hot tonight with these updates. So if you don't know what we're talking about, hang on there in a second. We'll catch you up. But for those of you who do, go peek the details in our Discord server. You'll get all that information on how to participate in testnet. But huge milestone, guys. We were able to get this over the line. And really, what testnet is doing is, effectively testing the hard fork for the network there. But the pools are online. Testnet is up and running. I am no longer looking at the Discord, so I'm not sure exactly how it's going, but it seems like everything was running really, really smoothly. So super excited for all of that. Shout out Crypto Vegeta for tuning in tonight. You just earned yourself some Quai. There you go. There you go. Where's he at? There he is. He's got a new PFP now. I like that. I like it. So, there you go. All right. So, for those of you who are new around here, my name's Matt. We're vibe coding tonight. We got Christopher with us as well. You still there with us, Christopher? You hanging in there?
Yeah, no, I was fucking muted when my trumpets were going off. You were like, Project Soap is live, and I was like, "Ba-dum-bum,"
Right.
making some kind of noise. Then I switched over. I saw I was muted. Fucking, it's huge. This is a huge moment. Like, oh my god, words can't even encapsulate how big this is.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
it's
Sorry,
massive,
it just
guys.
like feels so good, guys. So, testnet live. God.
Subsidized open acquisition protocol, proof of work, just making moves, taking taking like what did we used to say? Making some moves, taking some spots, getting some kills. That's what we do around here, guys. That's what we do around here. Old saying from my tournament paintball days. Anywho, I'm out of Zen. I need to re-up on Zen real quick. So while I do that, we could opine on like how big, like if you're in crypto, you're probably not really into proof of work because you think it's out of date, but this thing's gonna bang down the door, guys. It's gonna bust down some doors in some major ways and really wake everybody up to what's happening in the proof of work space. It did not disappear. It is not just Bitcoin. There is so much happening in the proof of work space, and when you realize why it's happening in proof of work, your mind's gonna explode. So um, I will just tease all that and say subsidized open market acquisition protocol uses miner hash rate to generate revenue for the protocol, for the network. And it does it by cooperatively mining multiple blockchains at the same time, selling the subsidy rewards to purchase the core protocol's token at market value. So effectively buybacks in proof of work. So generating using taking minor cell pressure, turning it into buy pressure, and then all the core token that's earned through doing that is going to be provided to stakers. So people who have a long-term vested interest in the protocol and the network, or just want to earn some sweet, sweet yield. Uh, can do so here very soon, probably before the end. I gotta get my Zen rewards, guys. Like I'm like north of like 2100 Zen points right now, so stand by one moment.
Oh
This
yeah,
is
that's way more important
this is super
to
important.
get the reward points and start the soak stream.
We're gonna be a little ADD tonight. But anyways,
Hey, when you gotta lock in, you gotta lock in.
yeah, we're logging in for Project Soap, guys. Like, okay, so um, I was thinking about it earlier because I'm like writing some documentation and trying to like help spread the word over here. And long story short, like what I realized is yield is inflationary everywhere else, right? In the rest of crypto, like yield is inflationary. Like you stake to support the protocol, but what that does is just like mint more tokens, so it's inflationary. Like the stake and rewards in this situation are earned through buybacks. So it's a completely different mechanism. It's far more sustainable, and you're not depending upon like constant like token buyers to like support your staking rewards, right? It's actual miners like securing the network that are generating all these buybacks, and it's just much more sustainable. Proof of work is really like it's a huge unlock, guys. It's a huge unlock. It's kind of sad that the rest of crypto is has frankly like abandoned it, but um, with Project Soap, all this buy pressure and the staking opportunities, it's going to create it's going to bust down some doors. It's going to wake a lot of people up and make them realize like, oh, okay, like proof of work can actually do everything that the proof of stake networks can do and so much more. And we have alleviated all the negative implications of doing some of these things in the proof of stake context. So um, we're in testnet now, guys. It's been like what, like 2.5 months, maybe 3 months we've been working on this since inception. So the community's super amped. They've been harassing the heck out of us, wanting to know when it's coming because it means a lot for frankly everybody here at Quai Network. Everybody who's a member of Quai Nation. And it doesn't matter if you're a miner, node operator, holder, like contract developer, builder, content creator. This is huge. And now's the time with absolutely nothing else happening in crypto, frankly, besides like watching the Bitcoin price go up and down. Um, and wondering whether or not like Monad's launch model needs to be adjusted. Um, we actually have something for people to talk about. So I'm super excited for this to be now in testnet. Everything's running super smooth, and so we should expect to see, if nothing goes like terribly awry, we should expect to see SOAP launching before the end of the year. 2026. It's going to be huge, guys. They said 2025 was the year of stablecoins. 2026 is going to be the year of Chi. I swear to God. It's huge.
Year of Chi, year of proof of work, year of soap, year of Quai, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So anyways, that's why we're so excited. If you're new around here, again, my name is Matt. We do some vibe coding. We've been working on this dashboard. You can see the chat is already lively. Shout out all the Quai Nation members who are tuning in. If you are enjoying this on YouTube or Twitch, welcome, welcome. Definitely give us a follow. And if you have a moment, check in on X at mpolitics, my handle down there, and you can sign up and get some free Quai and get ready since technically we're still pre-soap. It's in testnet. So NFA, DYOR, but you definitely want to get your hands on some Quai soon, and the easiest way to do so for free, just sign up at Kipper Money. Check that QR code up above. And then if you engage with us here on X tonight, we'll be tipping some free Quai thanks to Kipper Money. But you don't even need to engage with us here on X. You can just sign up at Kipper Money and earn some free Quai. So that's what we do around here. We hang out, we have a good time. We like to keep it light. I've been working on this growth metrics dashboard for a while now. We use Cursor AI to do some vibe coding around here and shoot the shit with the Quai Nation and Christopher. So I'm gonna take a breath and check in with Christopher. How you doing, man? How's your day going?
I'm great, man. I've got so many people on my DMs right now talking about soap, interested about soap. It's awesome. And it's quite clear that given 1010, then given, basically all of last month, where the price is headed, the hacks, everything else, broadly speaking, people are kind of in a weird place. I'm going to talk about the market broadly, but overall, right now, the sentiment on Twitter is a little weird. They're looking for something like this. People need excitement. No one's really sure if we're on the cusp of a bear market. Are we still in a bull market? What's actually happening? What are institutions doing? Quantitative tightening is about to leave and about to enter quantitative easing. What does this mean for us in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of ETH, blah, 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 blah. Guys, proof of work hasn't really been in the conversation broadly outside of Bitcoin for a long time. And even then, with Bitcoin, it's mostly been kind of a grift. And I say that, I'll probably get some slack for it, but it's totally fine. Because the reality is they don't talk about the security budget. They don't really talk about centralization of mining pools. There's a lot of flaws out there. Lightning Network's just a joke. There's a lot of flaws out there. That really, I saw a thread the other day talking about how, Matt, 2009 to 2015 was the proof of work era, okay? 2015 to I think it was like 22 or 23 was the programmability era, and now we're in the institutional era, is what someone was defining it the other day. That's bullshit. We're about to re-enter the proof of work era. SOAP is literally making POW great again. You talked a moment about what this actually does for protocols, for proof of work networks. Here's the thing. For newer networks, this is going to allow them to live. This is going to allow them to thrive. This is going to allow them to take it to the next level, at least get past the initial throes of proof of work infancy. And that's to say it's brutal because the miners sell pressure, because of the lack of marketing, lack of awareness, volatile, hostile market, adversarial nature of everything around you. This is going to even the playing field. Simultaneously, it provides yield where it's never been yielded before. Proof of work. It's the only network right now, that has yield. That proof of work network that has yield, and that's Quai. We're only a couple weeks away from that, guys. Project SOAP is so freaking big. God, you just can't get excited enough about it.
100%, man. Yeah, the whole like institutional era, like it still blows my mind that nobody's actually done diligence on these blockchains. Right? Like I was talking to some TradFi guy on X earlier, and I'm like none of these chains like actually support the throughput that TradFi needs. Like what are we doing? And they're like, well, what if it does? I'm like, do your diligence, man. None of these chains like actually support the throughput. And he's like, well, for certain use cases. I'm like, yeah, that's called a private database. That's not a blockchain, right? Like doing that on a blockchain like totally negates all the value of using a blockchain and introduces unnecessary complexity when you could just use a centralized database. Like this whole like now is the time of institutional adoption. Like if nothing else existed, like this is the time when everybody just like sweeps crypto under the rug because like TradFi is gonna break on blockchain.
I mean, that's such a strong point too. Like, like why don't you just move everything to a centralized server if you really don't care about the centralization? Like, if you're trying to really obfuscate your own and keep things private in your transactions, like, why go on a public blockchain if you're actually going to do that? Right now with Bitcoin, right now with Ethereum, they promise privacy. It's not there. It makes no sense for these institutions to say it's time for adoption, but then let's go on a centralized blockchain. Just get your own server. It's no different.
Yeah, just stand up a database. Like I mean, for reals. Like I really don't understand why TradFi. I mean, like I get it. Like I understand why they're doing it. Because they don't know better. At the end of the day, like nobody's actually doing diligence on this. They all just like assume that it can support the throughput that they need to actually continue the traditional financial rails on crypto. But yeah, whatever, man. Whatever.
Dude, it's all gonna break at some point during this institutional era. It's actually gonna break, and actually, um, more devious, degenerate side of myself. I can't wait for it because it's going to be really interesting to see. I thought nothing could change with this protocol, but now Bitcoin's going to double its supply. What's going on? And you have all these institutions like running crazy, like up in arms. You got the president at the time being like, "We were promised something, but now it's all lies." Like, I can't wait. It's going to break. It's all gonna, at some point. It's going to break,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be interesting to see how everything works out. I guess we have
yeah.
to get through this like Luke Dash, Knots versus Bitcoin Core era first, and you know once cloud abusing happens, once we're gonna hit, maybe we'll hit a bear market, maybe we won't, but in about like I don't know, a year, 2, 3 years, we'll start seeing these issues really start popping up, and then all the marketing lies that everyone, all those institutions, like you said, just believe without actually doing the due diligence, will come back to bite. So it'll be really interesting. And if you've been building on Quai the entire time, you'll be really happy when that moment does come. Let me just say that.
Yeah, 100%. There's, I mean, literally, as far as I'm concerned, there's two blockchains that could potentially support this throughput. One clearly is Quai with our architecture. The other one is Multiverse X. Now, the caveat with Multiverse X is it's proof of stake, not proof of work. And they don't necessarily shard the compute the way Quai Network shards both state and compute by allowing node operators to pick and choose the shards that they support. So outside of that, like, yeah, I don't understand it. They're just running centralized blockchains on private servers, and um, it's either like all the issues are gonna get swept under the rug, and they're going to have to like pay pretty pennies to high salary blockchain developers to like keep these things running, or it's going to be a bubble that nobody foresaw because um, nobody wanted to do the diligence to understand how these systems like actually work. So anywho, shout out to chat. Thanks, Christopher, for helping us out over there. Yeah, guys, Quai is actively traded on Mexi, Gate.io, and LBank. And as I like to say, if you have useless tokens that you would like to swap for useful tokens, you can get some Quai on Swap Space or Let's Exchange. We are also on the Kraken roadmap, right? So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be coming soon. And then Crypto Vegeta had a question: will miners earn rewards in testnet? So any miners participating in testnet will be earning Quai testnet tokens. So those are non-tradable tokens. So yes, they will earn rewards, but they cannot convert those rewards to US dollars, unfortunately. But it's definitely something that, like, as a miner, this is a huge opportunity for you to get ready. There's, like I said, multiple pools, Alpha Pool, Cryptex. I believe there's a few others actively support, so you can get your rigs ready to go. And then once we switch over to mainnet, you're already ready to start earning those increased rewards for SOAP miners as soon as we roll out to mainnet. So definitely want to spend a little bit of time smoke testing your own rigs. That being said, as from a miner's perspective, there's really no change. It's just pointing your mining rigs to net new pools. So it's just a change in URL, and everything works just as smooth as it did before. However, if you are, if you're used to, or you're only tracking that Quai is a GPU mine token, One of the big changes we're making with SOAP is, we're merge mining with Bitcoin Cash, Ravencoin, Litecoin, Doge. So if you have any script miners or SHA-256 miners, you'll be able to earn rewards in Quai using those rigs, which is pretty cool. So definitely a great way to get ready because mainnet should be coming before the end of the year for Project Soap, so that's huge. Um, Top C Credit Agent 69 on what swap? So Swap Space and Let's Exchange. We are not officially bridged to any other EVM compatible network yet. There is one bridge in the works though, but you can swap on either Swap Space or Let's Exchange. And then I think in the past I used both of them in the past. They both work. And I think what I did was like USDC on base or something like that. I was able to convert pretty quickly. So
Yeah.
those are the two swaps
Yeah.
you can use today. Um,
I like Let's Exchange.
yeah, Let's Exchange is a good one. But guys, you can get some free Quai again. Check the QR code. Go sign up for Kipper Money. All you need is an X handle. You can go get some free Quai there. You'll just need the Pelagus wallet. That's a Chrome extension wallet. That's the main wallet for Quai Network right now, outside of Blip, which is our mobile wallet. So you just need Pelagus wallet and an X account, and you can go get some free Quai over at Kipper.money. Um, Dang man, anything else to say before we dive in? I feel like we've covered everything.
I mean, there's so much we actually haven't covered. In
I'll,
fact, like why don't we actually spend some more time on this? Because ultimately, we could probably talk about this all stream if we really wanted to. But why don't we spend like 5 more minutes? Why don't you pull up the calculator? Let's look at the blog. Let's run through some of the material that we got. We have
let's do
so
it.
much material on SOAP, and SOAP testnet is right now, guys, literally live. So if you got an ASIC, you're listening. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
Pop
let's
it
do it.
open. That
So,
that Josh rate's pretty good, but if you got script, like I'm about to slide in your DM, say hello.
right. Let's see here.
Being
Where
talked
where
about
do
it.
I begin? I think let's just begin with like a brief high level of SOAP. And I think this is a good place to begin because of Crypto Vegeta's last question there. Will miners be able to earn rewards? We should work through some of the mechanics real quick. And I'm trying to think where's the best. It's Alan's article is great. So I'll drop a link to Alan's article, but the better high level is probably on our blog. Let me check this real quick. Do 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 do.
Yeah, I'll send you a quick DM with all the resources.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here it is, guys. So here's our blog post on Project Soap, right? So I might as well read like the top line out loud. SOAP, subsidized open market acquisition protocol, is like merge mining, but if instead of paying the subsidy chain's reward to the miner, the reward is paid to a protocol address that sells the parent token at market and buys Quai at market. Those purchased Quai are then either burned or streamed as time deferred incentive to users who lock Quai. Okay. So talk about merge mining for a second. Traditional merge mining is basically, the protocol allows miners to submit hash rate or yeah, effectively they submit hash rate to multiple networks, right? And if they achieve difficulty to mine a block on both networks, they get the reward from both networks. Now, what most miners do is they mine to pools, right, in order to get consistent payouts, and then they configure those payouts to come in like a single token, right? And so what the pool does is they take their rewards, they sell them at market for that one token that they want their payout in, right? So if I'm a miner and I'm mining like 4 or 5 different networks, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell the pool like I want my payout in Bitcoin or I want my payout in USDC, right? And so what I'm doing is I'm mining Ravencoin, I'm mining Litecoin, I'm mining Dogecoin, and then the pool is automatically selling those tokens at market and paying me out in either Bitcoin or USDC or whatever token I choose, right? This is that same concept, except instead of like paying you out in Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin or Doge, we're paying you out in Quai. And the rewards that you're earning in Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Doge are being used to purchase Quai in market, right? So you're still getting the value of merge mining or contributing hash to multiple networks is just coming to you in the form of a single token. And then the value that you earned on the parent chain or the subsidy chain is used to purchase Quai at market, right? So that value gets transferred into Quai, you get paid out in Quai. Okay, what this does is this takes what is traditionally like in a proof of work network, the economics are miners have to cover their costs, right? They're expending real costs in terms of energy in order to support the network. So what this does is when all miners are selling their tokens to cover their costs, say we're emitting $10,000 a day in Quai tokens, we're actually earning $10,000 a day in alternative tokens, and then those alternative tokens are being used to buy Quai at $10,000 a day. So, like, in terms of buy sell pressure, this completely negates that, right? And in most cases, when miners hold some of that token or there's new users coming into the ecosystem, that creates more buy pressure than sell pressure. So it's a net positive for the overall network, right? It's a revenue generating mechanism for the network. So that's huge. And then like ultimately, right, what that does is that generates, price action positively, which increases profitability for miners, which brings more miners into the network, which generates more buybacks for Quai, which again equals more positive price action, which brings more miners into the network, right? Which generates more buybacks. So it creates this like virtuous cycle, right? So that's huge. The other thing that this does here is all those tokens that the foundation buys back from the market. We have the option to either burn or provide those tokens as rewards to folks who want to lock their tokens for time deferred incentives or yield or staking rewards. Like pick your label there. And so what does that do? Again, that just gives people who want to earn additional rewards, people who may not like have the opportunity to mine to earn rewards, or other compared to other proof of work networks where there is no staking. There's really nothing you can do with your tokens besides just hold them or invest in them. Now you can take your Quai, you can lock it up for additional earnings on that, right? So, and when that launches, right, what does that do? That sets precedent for people who get in early to earn more rewards, right? So say 10,000, and then boom, we move on to this calculator here where we can actually demonstrate this. Actually, it's not a calculator. Soap dot is it q.ai? Yeah. So
Yep.
Here's a calculator where you can kind of see how this staking mechanism works, right? So right now it's set to 50,000 daily USD buyback, and let's say that 20% of all Quai, this being the circulating supply, right? 617 million Quai is circulating. Say 20% of all that Quai is locked or is participating in this staking reward. The staking contract has a target APR, right? So that target APR, right, basically says like we need X amount of locked Quai in order to achieve this target APR, right? So what happens if we don't have that much Quai locked? The people who are locking their Quai are going to get a much higher reward, right? And so, long story short, when we launch the staking contract, there isn't going to be any Quai locked. The first people who lock their Quai are going to see a much higher APR initially until more additional Quai comes in to be locked. And then what that does is that requires capital to come into the network, right? And so what we can do then is we can say, okay, like if we're targeting 20% APR, we expect X amount of capital to come into the network, and you can see what the implied price of Quai is at that point, right? So here's a calculator. You can check it out at soap.qu.ai. But this is also like what I was opining on earlier. Like this is a real uh, staking opportunity where the rewards are actually sustainable, right? It's not inflationary like staking on a proof of stake network. It's coming from miners who are contributing real resources, real energy into the network in a material way, and it's so much more sustainable. So I could talk about this forever, but do you want to add anything here, Christopher?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you nail it. And guys, like this is so exciting to even think about, to even have like almost live, to have tools to play around with. I would say that the reason why this is going to be so big, obviously, Shaw and Script are additional pieces of hardware. It makes it a little bit more universal, ubiquitous for people to actually, mine Quai. But what this also means is that at a larger scale, right, you have ETFs, you have like Doge ETF, you have like VCH ETFs, all these things are happening. And so liquidity is basically going to be constantly flowing in. And what this means is that at least moving forward, proof of work networks are going to have a leg up when they first start um, because of, again, the parents, the ones that set the stage, the foundation, all the old school ones. It's almost like that meme with the Ninja Turtles, and on the left panel, you've got oh my god, I forget the master's name, the rat.
Splinter.
Splinter. I know. Oh my god, blanket. Splinter, and he's got all the turtles, and they're all like young. And in the right panel, they all grow up, and Splinter gets old, but all the turtles are all like big. It's Ninja Turtles, right?
Hmm.
The point being is like that Splinter, that's the old school POW networks, and those Ninja Turtles in the right panel, all grown up. That's us. That's any network that wants to, participate, has actual contemporary technology that allows them to do so. It's huge, guys. It's a really big deal. And then there's DeFi. We have funded DeFi um, out the gate. It's amazing. Staking on a proof of work network. What? Can you even do that? Memes aside, this is huge. And we know where the yield comes from. Something we've always said. If we're going to have yield, we need to make sure we know where it comes from. I worked in DeFi for almost 2 years. Um, and I'll say that a lot of the games that get played in DeFi, it's very adversarial in a lot of ways. VCs love to steal each other's money or take each other's money. And so even like in DeFi at a high level, you have really like sophisticated money games being played where people will transfer tens, hundreds of millions of dollars in efforts to, basically take other people's money. And what this does for networks or protocols and projects for at least a little bit, it makes it look like they're popular. It makes it look like they're active. It makes it look like people actually want to earn something on their protocol for their work. But what happens when those rewards dry up? Everyone leaves. So it's all artificial. It's never actually real. And that's what's so important about this is it's quite literally baked into chain. It's built in where with soap, you don't have to worry about it drying up because again, merge mining, very sophisticated technology. That was kind of a joke. What we did is sophisticated. What merge mining's been around for almost 15 years, so it's not new. Um, but that's the secret. That's the sauce. Again, merge mining, and then buybacks, and then half that goes into staking, and the other half gets burned. It's genius. And so this isn't like a VC pump and dump game. This isn't a VC first in, first out type of money game being played, where again it gets artificially pumped up, and then it's like musical chairs. You don't want to be the last one left with the bag, last one left not getting a chair, and none of that. So important, guys. Like I can't reinforce this enough. We don't have to worry about that. That's
Right.
fucking amazing. So I just want to add that, as someone that has worked pretty deep at DeFi, I know things. It's not decentralized like they say, right? And then again, a lot of it's just smoke and mirrors. But thankfully, at least with proof of work, we've solved for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we know where the yield comes from in proof of work. Crypto Vegeta's asking, will there be unstaking fees, percentages that get burned, or something like that? I'll just say, like right now, we expect, like 99% of the rewards to be fed into the staking app. So, not expecting to burn rewards in the near term. As far as unstaking goes, we don't have like all the details on the smart contract at our fingertips. But typically, how it works and how I expect it to work is that when you unstake, you'll just get your stake back plus the rewards that you've earned up until that point. So, there shouldn't be any fees for like unstaking your tokens, if that makes sense. And yeah, so don't expect that. I just it will set the expectation like when you stake, your tokens will be locked for a certain percentage, a certain period of time, right? And so that period of time will likely be, configurable. And just keep your eyes peeled for more details on that. We do expect that also to launch either right before or with SOAP going into mainnet. So with SOAP going into mainnet, it's going to be huge for everybody, right? There's going to be opportunities for users who hold Quai. There's going to be opportunities for miners. And now is a great time to get involved. And so shout out to everybody at Coin Nation who's been following us on this journey. I see Dan.Quai has entered the chat. Shout out Dan. We need to get this man some Quai for tuning in. Um, yeah, we're all super excited about Project Soap. If you guys want more details, head over to soap.qu.ai to see how the staking could work. It also has a brief breakdown about what SOAP is here. Again, with the typical disclaimers, right? Not financial advice. Do your own research here. Um, but you can see on our blog here, like the high level of what SOAP is, where these rewards are coming from, and why this is a good thing for miners, why it's a good thing for node operators, users, holders, pretty much anybody involved in the Quai Network ecosystem from bottom to top. So check out this blog post. It's the top one, q.ai/blog. And then if you want to play around with this calculator, I was messing around with it a little bit earlier. If you go over here to set price, you can see that if a certain amount of Quai is locked, and the Quai price is 4 cents. At $50,000 of buybacks daily, your APR is expected to be somewhere around 370%. So that's that's pretty good, and that is total on the amount of locked Quai here. Um, Actually, this amount of Quai locked here. So you can play around with this calculator. Gives you a good idea of how staking works. It's going to be pretty standard. There's a lot of tried and true staking contracts out there. We expect this, again, to have audits done and all that jazz. So your tokens will be safe. And then, like Christopher said, we know where the yield comes from, guys. So it's not a some crazy DeFi game that they play in the proof of stake world. So uh, that's why we're just super excited about it right now. So um, yeah, guys,
Yeah.
tap into the Discord, get your hands on a Pelagus wallet, pelaguswallet.io, Chrome extension wallet. Store your seed phrase somewhere safe, or even better, if you have a Tangem wallet. Tangem wallet is a great hardware wallet. Now fully supports Quai, so you can store your Quai on a Tangem hardware wallet. You'll likely need Pelagus to interact with the staking contract, but sign up for get yourself a Quai wallet. Head over to kipper.money. Sign up here to get your hands on some Quai, and then engage with us on X. And you're likely going to earn, if you engage with us here today on this stream, you're definitely going to earn some tips here on X. We just need your X handle. So if you're hanging out with us on YouTube, come swing by on X and say hi. We'll get you a tip. And then, yeah, guys, get ready because it's not going to be long now. We're in testnet officially, so
I think like one of the coolest parts about this, um, founders might not appreciate what I'm about to say, but it's quiet. We've been shouting
hmm
as loud as we can, in every manner possible through content, through media, through our own posts about like A, overburdening the algorithm, B, burning out, C, making sure it makes sense. And we've been shouting, everyone, full court press across the board. And what I love is how quiet it is. Like this is it feels so good,
hmm
having been in this space for so long and knowing that the best projects have no noise when things are about to go exponential, and like then people pile in, and then everyone's like, and then the FOMO kicks in, and then blah 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 blah. My guys, everyone out there, if you listen to me live, not live, after the fact, you're here. We're in that purgatory era of before and after soap, where we are quite literally in the middle of that, right? And these next 2 weeks, it's just fitting. It's holiday season, you know.
Yep.
It's just very fitting. So I'll get off. I'll get off that. I'm just really excited and happy about this. You guys are here for it, and if you know the temperature, you know how loud it is out there, then you're going to be able to compare afterwards, after soap, after everything starts taking effect. It's going to be glorious. So just remember these moments, guys. Cherish them.
Yep. You were here. You were here. And if you're not, guys, we just gave you all the details to get involved. You only need one Quai to get your Quai Nation role in our Discord server. And we're constantly coming to you live. So the community's great. We have some solid ambassadors. They're here to help. They've been around for a long time. I think the Discord server is going on 5 years now, potentially. So they're OGs and they're true believers and they know all the ins and outs and the lore and the history. So we do these events, these ones specifically every Tuesday and Thursday night. We have community spaces on X. On Tuesdays, we do developer Q&As on Mondays, and tech AMAs with Dr. K, founder, big brain behind Quai Network on Wednesdays, and then we always have fun conversations on Fridays. So there's a lot to tune into. There's a lot of content. The community also is generating a ton of content. There's a lot of projects that are popular on Quai Network as well. So unlike other proof of work networks, there's actually some cool stuff to engage with. You know, NFTs, marketplaces, games. A lot of community members are gathering each other up and going to events now. So it's definitely a fun community to be a part of. Definitely one of the best communities I've been a part of in crypto, having dipped my toes back in 2015, 2016. So uh, looking forward to seeing more people day in and day out, especially post soap. This is going to be really exciting. It's going to be really exciting. So you might have heard about it here first. Uh, but shout out to all the Quai Nation members who've been with us on this journey for quite a while now, and all the new members as well. Shout out to Dan who's getting ready with some script and SHA miners, got his GPU rig up and running. That's been a cool story to watch. We got some killer apps too. So I can't say enough about Kipper Money. Also, we just there's a lot of opportunities over at Kipper Money, guys. So we actually just wrapped up a Kipper referral challenge, right? So not only can you send and receive tips and earn rewards that way, but if you refer folks, you can earn a percentage of their rewards as well. So lots of opportunities over at Kipper Money. It's a really cool way to like actually use the blockchain, in your day to day. Like you're spending a lot of time on X, and if you're in crypto, you're probably spending a lot of time on X. So it's fun. It's fun. You don't have to go to like, Farcaster or Arena or Noster or anything like that. You can do it where everything else is happening, and you can just use your Quai. Kipper also supports some tokens on Solana as well. So again, if you have some useless tokens that you don't know what to do with, maybe Fartcoin or Pengu or what was the other one? Like SPX, like
SPX.
6900 or whatever. I think Bonk is another one. So there's there's lots of fun happening.
Actually, you didn't even mention my favorite meme coin, which is Solana. Yeah,
Yeah,
I said that. I don't take it back.
there you go. Yeah, so shout out to the winners of the referral challenge. They got their hands on some more Quai and some Quai branded Tangent wallets. Crypto Vegeta, unfortunately, these are no longer for sale. There was a limited supply and time in order to get your hands on some of these. So if you want a Quai branded one, keep your eyes peeled. I have a couple more to give away. But frankly, my account is just like too dang small. So like, go give me some more followers. I think I'll probably do a giveaway once I cross like 1,000 followers. I need 1,000 followers just to get analytics
Yeah,
on these
guys, follow
streams and
Matt.
Twitter.
Hey, I'll drop a little alpha and just say it like right now. You can't buy them, but we're talking about ways in which you might be able to do that again. So it's super early. None of it's official. Again, not financial advice. Blah 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 blah. But we have a lot of requests for people that want the hardware wallets, and like
Yeah,
having it only available for a limited amount of time, when we know that there's extra in inventory, means that like we should probably make good on that. So. But anyways, that's for now. We know that there is some strong interest in the community that still want to buy some, and I'll just leave it there. TBD. Nothing official. Again, nothing set in stone. That's not a yes. That's not a no. But you are being heard.
yeah, 100%. Oh man, all right. I'm starting to lose my voice already. I need to actually get back to building on this thing. We did make a lot of progress. So this is officially titled Vibe Coding Session, but we've just been like fawning over Project Soap lately.
Did you see the chat? Did you see that meme I just sent?
Uh,
Carrie made that one.
no. Which chat?
The DMs in Discord.
No, I have to click over. Stand by. Let's go this way. Here we go. All right, we're back. Let's see here.
Is there a way to get that on stream?
uh, Let me try here. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Because it wasn't hosted online, it was in Discord. I don't know if you can bring it up in a tab. Not sure. I was thinking maybe we spend a couple minutes on memes or something. The community's made so many about soap.
Well,
There's so many good ones too.
let's just pull up Discord. I think it's this one. There we go.
I found it in price discussion. Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Discord up here now. Stand by.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm looking at it. Guys, I love that. Kiri, shout out to Kiri. Let's go.
Let me shrink this a little bit
Hilarious.
and move it over. Yoink. There we go. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's show off our Discord server here. Let's see here. Let's check in.
You'll see some good ones in memes and price discussion.
I gotta check in on projects out. Oh dang.
Yeah,
What's
what you guys are looking at is some very real alpha. That is the new block explorer, and what you're actually go back to that really quick
uh-huh.
and just show it because I don't know if we've shown this officially on stream yet. But what you're looking at is going to be the new UI for the new block explorer, and of course, all those little dots there, those are all work shares, and of course, the different color coding indicates the hardware that's being used and which algorithm it is.
That's super
Super
cool.
nice, guys.
That's super cool. I want to. Where's the link to it? How did he find that? Where'd that go? Oh man. Anywho, um, yeah, guys, we're gonna start dropping some like major updates here. Cool, cool. Price discussion. What's happening in here?
Another day of no.
What the
No, if you're
heck?
listening, we love you, bro. The Quai community is it's definitely better with you around. It's more interesting. It's a little bit
Yeah,
more fun.
that's for sure. What the heck is this? Nice, nice. Imagine if Chi on Zano app. That would be interesting. Let's go on over to memes. I haven't looked at this channel in a while. That's a good one.
How the fuck wait, without holding any Quai in the portfolio?
Right. Let's see here. Yeah,
Hey, forget the dagger. Make sure you're mining. Yeah, Carrie's a meme lord, dude.
right. This is a good one. If you guys know what Chi and Kwai are, that's a good one. Oh man, I've been looking for this one. I wanted to make my own one of these. Utility coins. Yeah. Yeah, crypto bros
Dude,
these
like
days, man.
I know memes like this make me sad because it's so true and it's also
Right.
real. And I mean, Crypto Bros in 2025, that's quite literally the product of BTC Capture, ETH Cancer, and then Solana memes. Like, that's what happens, guys. It's like, you know, like, that's what happens.
Yep.
They don't know I made and lost twice my annual income this year. Everyone in like regular investments is up. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that's something that we don't talk about a lot, but it's very true. Yeah, the regular market has been doing pretty good this year. Obviously, DATs are a whole different meme and a whole different narrative on its own, which obviously are gonna like implode, but and they are imploding right now. We got here mine, sit and pow, mine, sell, repeat. So hold on, we're buying it back now. It's okay. There's a chuckle. Carry with the fire meme.
Right.
He says I'm tired, bot. Oh man, how to make a man happy? Let's go. Man, I wish I was in that one. I guess I don't say enough good shit.
He was not so built. Oh man.
If you're a meme lord, you will have a good place in Quai.
Right.
We love meme lords.
Oh man. Synced with alpha. Yeah.
Good old days, man.
Shout out Crypto Vegeta, right? Like with these buybacks, like honestly, like bull market, bear market, um, don't really have to worry about that anymore. I mean, like yeah, it'll have an impact, but buybacks just rule.
Yeah, we will. You're right. Like I don't think it's completely irrelevant. It doesn't completely
You're down
trivialize markets.
95%.
Um, there's a lot of very positive, benefits here.
Oh, jeez.
Obviously, this rides the ETF wave. It's a pretty big deal. Um, but it's still, we're not going to be immune to the throes of markets, right? Like it'll still be up, still be down. It's just how it works. But um, yeah, I think regardless, there's quite clearly a positive benefit now working in our effect, a flywheel that's in effect.
Yep.
You're down 95%. Have you ever considered selling?
Just gotta be careful. We can't just say like, oh, we don't have to worry about markets anymore. Like, like please don't adopt that mentality. Like markets still matter, unfortunately. Thing
All
is, we're
right.
not actually really correlated with most of the markets. In fact, when there were some major drops happening, it was kind of quite the opposite for Quai as well. Everyone was affected by 1010. Obviously, we weren't heavily affected, just thanks to the fact we have no leverage on the network. We had no perp protocols, which is really nice. Um, but yeah, gotta be careful. Can't say that we're immune to markets.
No, not immune. Just more resilient. Yeah, these are good. I haven't looked at this channel in a while.
Yeah. Oh man, the AI ones are all just like,
Yeah, you see how I just like scroll right past those? I will say though, some of these things like I feel like I'm a leprechaun, man. Like you show me something like that, like I want it.
yeah, all right. This is obviously an AI one, but that's a good one. Check out the lettering. I wonder what he used. Maybe this is that Google Banana Anna gun, whatever the heck it is.
Oh, I don't know.
Because look, it got chi correct. Like, look at all the lettering. It's
Right.
actually really, really good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Obviously, most people have messed around with AI at this point, but for those that haven't, AI is absolutely horrible with letters, lettering, and these whatever. So who's this guy? Kusarido. Kusarido. Thank you for all these memes, by the way, Kusarido. But then like, look, it got energy backed correct. It got the chi correct. Like
Hmm.
his first memes were like, "Oh, this AI slop," but then whatever AI he's using for these other ones is actually really, really good.
Yeah, well, he's got a concept here. He says, by design, the notes have a public address to verify they're a bearer instrument and scratch off section for the private key. That reminds me of these bad boys. Except the private key would just have to be a scratch off.
Most people have no idea what that is.
We have paper wallets.
If you've seen us at conferences before, guys, you'll know what he was just holding. If you've never seen us at conferences, which most of our community actually hasn't, everyone listening right now, most have not seen us. Yeah, we have little paper wallets, like Matt was saying, helps with like promotion, marketing, stuff like that. So gives you a reason to come say hi to us as well next time
Right.
we're at a conference.
Word. Uh, oh man, let's do a quick time check. We're about an hour in here. Shoot, dude, should we do some building? Got to make some progress on this, man. We're gonna need some metrics for when SOAP kicks in
Yeah,
and we see these numbers start to go up.
yeah.
Let me check in here mentally for a second. So,
Why did it stop picking data? That's my question. It stops at December 1st.
yeah, that is a good question. So, and I'm also like keeping an eye on the block height here. So I think the block height's correct. The scripts are running in the background right now, but yeah, it's pretty much up to date. But yeah, we're missing some days here. So let me go to like stats.q.quai.network. What's our block height right now? This should be like a couple off. Yeah, 5,210,250. Whoa, we're actually higher than that? That's interesting. Oh, this might be a little out of date. Oh, this is super interesting. My node is couple thousand blocks actually. No? No? Where's my node at right now? Oh, never mind. I'm reading this wrong. Okay. Yeah, no, we're up to date. Okay. Sorry. So block height's up to date. Account metrics, our graphs are not up to date. It's only December 3rd. Oh, that's on the 30-day view. That's probably why. That's still that's still not ideal. But yeah, we should be, 'cause block height's up to date. We should be at least on December 4th here. So we still have some issues to work through. Let me hop on over to cursor here. The last thing we did is we updated our metrics collection daemon to better account for total accounts and total contracts. So let's re-review the metrics aggregator.ts script um, to make sure it's collecting all. It's collecting everything we need and properly handling gaps in data. And again, we're using the Composer 1 model here, which is super fast. Okay, and it's going to give us a little review document here, which is super handy.
Now more than ever, I wish I had my Super Saiyan PFP back. I love my Quai Pepe, but right now is like a Super Saiyan moment for the entire network.
Uh, yeah, I don't have context, man. Here's what I don't. Let's see here. You need to fill me in on Dragon Ball Z, like why it's so amazing.
It's one of those things where it's like nostalgia, really. It's actually like a really brutal to watch because there's so much filler and useless dialogue in a lot of the episodes. Like literally absolutely useless storylines and plots and all this other stuff. But me and all my friends and then a shitload of people in our generation, right? And we all grew up with it because it broadcasted in English in like the mid to late 90s is when they started on Cartoon Network. I used to wake up on Saturday, early or whatever, get some cereal, watch some Dragon Ball Z in the living room. Um, so it's like one of those things where it's a little bit brutal to get into if you're not, growing. You're still a kid. But the Super Saiyan thing, man, it's just charging up. It's just fucking going Super Saiyan. That's it. It's it's upping your power level and it's exposing it and taking it to new heights.
Word. So we have
Do you watch any other anime by any chance?
I did back in high school. Like I said, it was Ghost in the Shell, Evangelion, and Full Metal Alchemist. Like the original, not like any of these reduxes or whatever. I had a bunch of friends try to get me into, I think it was like One Piece and Inuyasha. And when I found out there was like over 200 episodes, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like that's not happening, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? It's so hard for me to get into shows nowadays because everything's just got a back catalog of like a million episodes, and everyone, like Fallout, for instance, I haven't even seen it. Season 2 is coming out soon. Freaking so many, so many. I honestly just don't even watch shows anymore. There was like I don't know. I binge shows when I was younger, like from like a kid to like wow, I want to say like 28, 29, maybe 30. And then I don't know, something clicked. I'm just like I can't spend time wasting time just watching shows. The whole binge weekend thing done so many times at that point. I don't know what happened. It's getting old. Anyways, soap's awesome. I love soap. Soap's amazing.
Yeah, we're just fine tuning our metrics aggregator right now. Did you ever watch any of the ones that I mentioned?
No, I'm not a huge anime person. I love how anime is popular now. I like that, but I really only watched anime growing up. When I would just say like before I left high school is when I stopped watching anime. Um,
That's about when I stopped.
yeah, showing my age here. Watched Yu Yu Hakusho. I watched Zoids. I watched Dragon Ball Z, obviously. Um, I'm like thinking hard about the other ones because I know there's a couple more. That me and my brothers used to really enjoy. Said Zoids, Yu Hakusho is good. Attack on Titan is good. People will say it's mid, but they're like the elitist assholes, right? People that like quite literally like take lions of anime every single day. Attack on Titan's good. Spirit Detective, Pokemon technically counts.
Yeah, I guess it does. Um, I guess there was a few other ones. I like the Miyazaki movies. Like you gotta watch those. Those are classics. Like Princess Mononoke, stuff like that.
I think it's just wild how anime became like the cool thing. Because when I was growing up, anime was really only watched by like the creepy, like extremely scary girl with like leg hair and like red hair going everywhere that everyone like just wanted to be nice to just in case.
Right.
um, but mostly avoid it. And like that was, and I know being a little facetious and mean, but like that was like who watched anime growing up. So it's not, I guess it was kind of nice to see that people are becoming more goofy and more like lighthearted, I guess.
That being said, I was looking through some of the mods to like Skyrim recently. 'Cause I didn't realize this too, but they're still modding Morrowind. Did you know that? Did you know that they're still modding Morrowind?
Dude, there's still someone who's that they play Super Mario Bros. Like hardcore. Like, have you seen some of the Super Mario Bros. Levels that are out there? It's insane. Yeah. I,
No.
here's a little thing for sales. I'll teach you something. There's enough people in the world for anything that you can think of. Someone will fill that void. That's sales. It's a sad fact of reality, but that's why we say there's a numbers game. You can think of any. Here's a random one. There's a cop out there that has pulled over a transvestite hooker who had a little person in their front seat who had a bag that he should not have. That they were interrupted by a crash that happened at an intersection. I promise, it's crazy, random example, but that happens somewhere. It's a numbers game. It's inevitable. Like that, and that's kind of the point. You know, there is someone out there for everything. There's a role for everybody. So yeah, there's tons of people playing like old school video games, modding Morrowind. Sky Oblivion is still happening, even though Oblivion Remastered dropped Stealth earlier this year. There are still people modding Skyrim into Oblivion, even though again Bethesda beat them to the punch, right? Like,
Right.
uh,
No,
yeah,
it was funny because I was kind of catching up and I was hanging out in one because like now they have a new Morrowind engine that's like Linux native. So like as long as you have the assets, right? Like as long as you bought the game, like you can play Morrowind like natively on Linux, which is super cool. And it's super easy to mod and all that jazz. And like people are still like making better like heads and bodies and like all this other stuff. And they were like, man, I really wish that all the mods for Skyrim weren't just anime characters. They were like, I want something a little more realistic and gritty, but modding Skyrim is just turned into a bunch of anime characters running around.
that's after you get it to look like a 2025 game, and
Right,
yeah, and like a million UI changes and combat fixes and leveling fixes and blah blah blah. Yeah,
right,
I'm not surprised. After a while, it becomes just a weeb fest, you know.
right. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay,
Not
well,
not a not a not a detractor. It's not a terrible thing. It happens for all video games. I love the Resident Evil games, and Resident Evil 2 remake came out in 2019. Just has a million freaking nude mods for it of just like the characters running around
oh,
naked and
jeez.
stuff. And then other anime skins and stuff like that. There's some
Right.
cooler ones, but it's like that for every game.
I loved playing like modded Morrowind back in the day, and I'm actually like in the limited amount of free time I have, like am exploring playing like a modded Skyrim, but I don't really care about like new content or anything. I just like want like bugs to be fixed, and I want like better mechanics or better what's the word I'm looking for? Like better immersion opportunities, right? So, what's a good example? Like I don't know, like in Morrowind, like you can't jump while you're sneaking, right? So if you give me the ability to jump while I'm sneaking, like I'll install that mod, right? But if you're gonna like create a shit ton of new like side quests and like I don't know, like add a bunch of like new content to the game, I'm like the game already has like way too much content. Like I'm not interested in that.
I I haven't played Skyrim this side of 2020, but when I modded Skyrim, I modded it pretty hardcore, um, and I changed a lot when it came to just how the overall world worked. I definitely modded the combat. Skyrim and Oblivion didn't have it as Morrowind, but Skyrim and Oblivion both have worlds that level with you. And
Hmm.
so what happens, you turn level 30, and then you got bandits running around in like Daedric and glass armor and shit like that, and it's just retarded.
Right.
And so,
Oblivion was terrible. Skyrim's a lot better.
but it still has the same issue. Yeah. But also, I mean, with Skyrim, they had a major issues with the dragons just becoming stupid. Not hard at all, like dumb easy. Like you just see a dragon appear when you're like level 50, and you just like two shot it with your bow. They just become annoying after a while.
Yeah.
And so I got, mod the dragons to literally make them break the game. They were so freaking hard. You'd see one, you'd fucking run because you knew you were gonna die, type deal. A lot of combat changes, right? Like the actual trees inside of Skyrim, the tech trees, they're kind of basic, and so there's a lot of mods that expand upon them, make them way more intuitive, more interesting, more fun. There's a lot of useless skills in the vanilla version, make them more useful, make them more actually like viable to to create a build around. Um, those are some small examples, but that's how I'd mod Skyrim after I spent like 100 mods making it look as modern as possible.
Yeah. I mean, like, make it look more modern. Give me like a little more modern mechanics, and like just fix like immersion bugs like that. Like that's really all I want. Yeah, I was looking at like some of the Skyrim mods, and they're like completely different games now. Like completely different games. Even some of the Morrowind mods, it's like this is now like a completely different game. Um, and so like it was interesting, but I'm like why don't you just play a different game? You know, like you're trying to make game X into game Y. Like why don't you just go play game Y? But I mean, like, how many game Ys are actually moddable to like make that the way you want it? Uh,
None.
yeah, exactly. Anywho, I'm digressing here. Guys, I'm thinking honestly, like it might be a good time to just completely refactor metrics aggregator. I don't know why we have so many gaps in our hourly metrics right now. The script is reporting 500 gaps from block 0 to the tip. So, hmm. Most of them are like super early periods, but let me think about this for a second. Okay, looking back at metrics aggregator .ts, the script is currently trying to fill 500 gaps from the first block all the way to the tip. Why do we have so many gaps to begin with if I recently reset the database and synced metrics aggregator.ts? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Honestly, we should probably be breaking this project out into like two separate projects. One should just be data collection metrics, and then the other one should actually be the user interface.
Yeah. Just checked in on chat, and no one had anything to say about our video game conversation. Fucking losers.
Right. Let's see here. False positive gap detection. Let's check in. Hundreds of gaps. Process ranges. No, okay. That's not what I meant. What I meant was, why were there so many unprocessed time ranges to begin with? I'm going to reset the database for metrics and start from scratch. Review metrics aggregator.ts to ensure it will fully process all the available block data. Mm-mm-mm.
Sorry for a dumb question, but are you mostly trying to figure out the date, like why the data stopped collecting after December 1st? Is that what we're doing?
Um, yes and no. So what I'm actually looking at is the metrics aggregator is running in another terminal here. I'm like watching the logs in another terminal, and it's just finding a lot of gaps. And I'm like, there's something weird here. So, okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna stop the metrics aggregator. We're going to make sure that it's actually stopped because it takes forever to actually stop. Yeah, kill dash 9, 719. That's the wrong one. Yeah, 30914 and 30926. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Reset. I've stopped the metrics aggregator. Reset the metrics database tables, please. Let me check on something real quick. Okay. All right. We're back. All right. Mm-hmm. Is this done? Let's try this again. It's taking a long time to reset the database. Something weird's going on here, guys. I think our metrics aggregator script at what is this? 5,300 lines of code is probably a little too complex. Probably need to break this up into smaller chunks.
Oh man, it's a big chunk of red.
Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Let's kill that terminal. npm run metrics reset. Why does npm run metrics reset stall? Oh man. Might be locks on these tables. On these database tables, but nothing should be running. Um, tables to truncate. Yeah. Script now times out after 10 seconds if it can't acquire a lock. Are we hammering the database too much? Let's see here. npm run sync stop say ux grep sync daemon. Let's try this. 2 let's try to restart the database. What's going on over there? Stop being PostgreSQL 17. This can take up to 92 seconds. Dang. Database is chunking. Oh, this is what's happening. 2 h top. What's going on with the database, guys? I might have to do some development on this outside of these live streams in order to make any progress. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, database was busy. The database was busy. Okay, let's try that again. Restart. Okay. All right, database is up and running. Let's try this reset. Boom, that worked. Let's fire up this sync again. So we say sync to the tip. npm run sync background. npm run sync logs. Okay. All right, so that's good to go. What we want to do, um, let's make metrics aggregator.ts easier to work on. We should probably break this script into multiple files. Let's organize everything under daemon metrics. Cool. All right, we're gonna refactor our metrics aggregator here. Meanwhile, let me peruse this package.json. We probably have a bunch of stuff we don't need. initdb, sync, stats, metrics init, update. Don't need that. We don't need this. Will just be background. And we don't need this. Let's save that. Logs. We don't need this. And we don't need this. Cool. All right. Now it's building out under here. README. Config, logger, utils, constants, yada yada yada. Config, launch date, poll interval, gaps per run hourly. Per run daily. Okay. Let's update package.json to use the new files for metrics aggregation. So that should go in here.
You know, actually, I don't want to distract you. Probably locked in.
It's okay. Why? How does this make sense?
Later, Vegeta. Have a good one. It's good to see you, man. Big day. Dream about soap. Let's go. You're gonna wake up clean.
Oh, yes. Continue extracting. Okay. This is gonna take a minute, but it'll be worth it in the end. We definitely got to refactor this thing. 5,000 lines of code is just little much, especially when AI is writing it. You got to be able to audit that shit. You know what I'm saying? So this will be worth it in the end.
What So what I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Actually, I just lost my train of thought. Darn it. I was gonna ask you a good question. Oh, is this do you think this is something you need to come back to? Or
um,
what do you think?
I mean, like this is a pretty like monumental project, so it's gonna take time regardless. I just think, we should probably find some time to work on this outside of the live stream, so like we can actually demonstrate progress here and get these things sooner rather than later. But that'll come. Um, like refactoring the metrics aggregator should should be all right. Continue extracting. This AI is so fucking fast. So, while I like sit here and like stare at this thing, to me it's like making really fucking quick progress. But for the viewer, it's probably like, what the heck is happening here?
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Maybe you have a bunch of developers that know exactly what's going on.
yeah, I mean,
Uh,
ultimately, like to briefly explain it, like we have 5,000 lines of code in one file doing everything, right? It is working through this, where is it? It's working through this workflow right here, right? Oh, not that one. Where'd it go? This one. Step one, identify new accounts and contracts, classify transactions, aggregate metrics, do it hourly, daily, and weekly. There's both account metrics and contract metrics and transaction metrics, right? So all that is happening in a single file here, and it's making it like really difficult to troubleshoot. So what we're having the AI do is basically break out all that functionality into multiple files here, right? So we have an account metrics aggregator, we have an authoritative list manager. This is for like all your accounts, all your contracts. You have block metrics aggregator here. You have a file that defines configurations like launch date, polling intervals, gap, uh, periods, stuff like that. You have some constants in here like blocks per hour, blocks per day, target block time in seconds. You have another file that's just doing gap detection. You have another file that's just doing gap filling. You have one single file managing all the logging, right? And then your transaction metrics aggregator, right? And then like some basic utilities like hex to integer, parse timestamp, yada yada yada. So breaking this 5,000 line file into like bite-sized chunks is just going to make it a lot easier um, to troubleshoot. So by the time I finished explaining all that, the AI says it's complete. Um, Still has to do the contract metrics module. Cool. Yep. Continue with the contract metrics module. And so what it's doing is it's going into this giant file and it's extracting that functionality and putting it into its related smaller file in this folder here. And when we do that and we query the AI, um, the AI will get a lot more focused in where it's actually making changes, and it won't potentially, like what's potentially happening is in a 5,000 line file, it's could be hallucinating, could be creating duplicate functions, could be, once duplicate functions are created, like, are we calling the right one? And then if we update, are we updating the right function? Like, all that stuff is potentially at risk right now in this massive file. So breaking it out into smaller files basically allows us to keep the AI focused as well.
Perfect breakdown. It made it make
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. It's awesome.
So, and you can see here, it's almost complete, but it literally just updated the massive file and took out over 5,200 lines of code. So now it is literally just the entry point. Yeah, cool beans. Cool beans. Review, keep, cool. Let's see here. Now we're going to check for lint errors. And that looks like it's good to go. Cool beans. All right, we'll keep all that. That's good to go. Let's go back to package.json. We literally do not need that. So, all right, let's fucking run this thing. Let's see what happens. Run metrics logs. And we'll show that here so you guys can follow along. So npm run metrics background, npm run metrics logs, so we can follow along. All right, so it is starting from 0. So it basically says it needed to process blocks from 0 to 5.2 million. Expected 0 to 5.2 million. It updated over 7,000 hourly blocks, which is good. Metrics table now covers blocks 0 to 5.2 thousand. Now it's updating hourly transaction metrics. Initialize metrics aggregator with pull interval of every 1 minute. Gap processing limits 50 hourly gaps per run, 100 daily gaps per run. Starting the daemon, updating authoritative accounts list, processing accounts from. Oh, that is not correct. Okay. So, we already see an issue. When the database is blank initially, the um, metrics aggregator.ts doesn't start processing accounts from block 0. See the following output. When there is no data in the tables initially, the metrics aggregator.ts. Oh, what's going on here? Needs to sync. Cool. And we can do this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So now the AI will actually be able to work on what we want it to. Metrics aggregator. 9 2838 2849 5344 5356. Cool. All right. So, accounts list update starts at block instead of 0. Checking update account list, see how it determines starting block. Maybe using stale data from the accounts table. Adding check metrics, empty metrics table and process from block 0. Viewing the rest of the function, complete the fix. Updating the contract list function. Okay. Let's make sure all other metrics aggregators work similarly. All right, and now we need to do an npm run metrics reset. Reset the database again. Mm-hmm. There we go. There we go. Adding similar data for block metrics, transaction metrics, account metrics, contract metrics. Make sure it compiles. And we should be good. All right, let's try this again. npm run metrics background, npm run metrics logs. All right. Processing accounts from block 0 to 5.2 million. Here we go. All right. Now it's working as expected. Ta-da! All right, guys. Well, that was a pretty big change. We'll definitely let this run overnight so we get some more data to work with. I will try to make some more progress on my own outside of these streams so we have more to demonstrate and we can move this along. This one has been a long project. We've built a few other projects in the past. So if you're new around here and you're hyped about Quai Network like we are, you can definitely check some of the other projects we built on these live streams. Some of them are actually live on mainnet right now. So if you want to play around with your Quai that you've earned either by signing up with Kipper.mobile or getting tipped by being a member of Quai Nation, you can head on over to the Mojis. It's a free to mint NFT project. This is one that we built on a previous stream. If I remember my password here. What is my password? I think that's it. That should be it. There we go. Yeah, so free to mint NFT project gives you an opportunity to play around with minting some NFTs. This is just some Creative Commons licensed art here, and once you minted one, you can go trade it on QuiMark. Gives you an opportunity to dive in and cut your teeth on playing around with NFTs. The project is over here on GitHub, open source, so you can roll your own NFT project if you would like. Other projects that we have built in the past, just to demonstrate, is an ERC20 token. So if you want to play around with launching your own token, you can check out this project here. We've also done upgradable smart contracts. So this will be kind of like think. Uh, 0 to 1 on getting ready for launching fully scalable smart contracts on Quai Network. As Quai Network is a sharded blockchain, that's how we scale and enable a global monetary network, just like subnetting the internet. Um, we subnet state and compute, or we shard and subnet state and compute on Quai Network. So if you are a smart contract developer and you want your applications to be scalable, just like Quai Network. We recommend upgradable proxy patterns in the short term. Once we have multiple shards, then other strategies will be available to you, and depending on your application, these things are kind of like choose your own adventure here. But this is one way. Here, this project demonstrates how to create upgradable smart contracts on Quai Network. So definitely check that out. Um, and let's see here, what else? Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. After we wrapped up those projects, we dove into this dashboard here. Kashi Mining is asking how close is the new stats page to getting finished? I'd say it's pretty close. It's definitely something that they're kind of like working on in their free time when they're not 100% like locked in on building Project Soap. So I expect that to come real quick actually, because they have made a lot of progress on that. Um, and now that Soap is in testnet, you're definitely seeing some screenshots of it in our Discord server. So go check that out. We were sharing some of that earlier tonight. It's pretty cool, guys. It's pretty cool to see those blocks getting created over on other networks like Ravencoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, etc. And seeing those rewards come through. Every single one of those is going to be a buyback in Quai. And so that's really cool to see. But yeah, stay tuned for more. It's definitely going to come quick and fast here now that we got SOAP in testnet. So expect even more updates to come tomorrow. We'll be hanging out on X during our Quiet Friday talking about all of that. And I expect to see some more community front-facing updates on terms of like stats pages, block explorers, all that jazz, sometime next week. So, if not tomorrow, frankly. But if you're hanging out in our Discord server, you might have gotten the alpha already. It looks like some of them actually did. But just ask around in Quai Nation over in the Discord. You might be able to get your hands on it. Um, but yeah, guys, a lot coming. More updates from the team tomorrow morning during Quiet Friday, and a lot of updates probably early next week. So stay tuned for all of that. Really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. It's been a grind up until this point, but now that SOAP is in testnet, we got a lot of unlocks coming down the pipe, guys. So uh, you are still pre-SOAP, but it won't be for much longer.
We're
So
more like purgatory soap at this
yeah,
point.
exactly.
Like,
We've made it to the pearly gates.
So I think I'm pronouncing this right, but Kashi, go check it out. Go check out testnet. If you've got a mining rig set up, whether it's GPU, ASIC, doesn't matter. Um, multi-algorithm mining is now real, exists, and only on Quai. Go check it out.
Yeah, let's see if I can like actually find this URL. I forget where it's at. Little maybe I'll be able to share a little alpha here. Why not? Where Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wasn't too far away. I think. I think this is gonna happen. Oh, I think I scrolled too far. There it is. Hold your breath. Oh, that's pretty.
So dashboard. Oof. Some alpha right there.
All right. Look at that, guys. Now, keep this in mind. This is
These aren't live.
probably, yeah, this is probably DevNet information. So what you're seeing are like Ravencoin testnet, Litecoin testnet, Dogecoin testnet, Bitcoin Cash testnet blocks. But here's an example of one of the new dashboards that the team has been working on. Pretty simple. I've seen a few others. I don't have links to those handy, but it's pretty cool to see because this was updating in real time when they were working on that. Yeah, so this is Ravencoin testnet here. You can see when they were working on their DevNet.
Does it automatically shut off at 8?
No,
Okay. Just
no,
time check.
yeah. But this visual is way cooler than the one on the main website. I'll say that. Uh, Tip of the hat to Jonathan for extracting that, making it look way cooler. So expect more super sweet visuals like these guys. A lot of information to be displayed and elevated with all this cool new tech that we got rolling out.
Are those blocks?
So this visual comes from our main website.
Right. No, I know that, but like when you hover over.
Oops. Yeah, the same thing happens over here,
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe it's deeper than I remember.
right? It's just
Right. Yeah.
this 3D object here has been like extracted and the
Transferred over.
yeah,
But what's all
there's
the
like
text say?
there's a filter. What's all the what?
The text. I don't have it full screen, so I can't read. But like when you go around the cube, there's like.
Oh, I didn't notice that until just now.
So it is blocks.
Oh, that's interesting.
So he extracted it and made it better. Nice. Jonathan, if
Yeah,
you listen to this, tip of the hat.
right? Look at that $20 reward there, $20 reward there. That's a Litecoin block. That's 130 bucks. That's interesting. Again, this data is all from test nets, guys. So, and at this point, it's stale because we're now in our testnet officially. This data was 99% from a dev net. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for more content like this coming soon. I expect a lot of this to be rolling out super early come Monday, but it's been fun hanging with you guys. Definitely, definitely biting our nails over here and getting more and more excited every day. So happy to be here with you guys. It's an honor. It's a privilege. Christopher, tip of the hat to you, sir, for hanging in there with us tonight and sharing all your excitement with the audience here. And
Yeah.
many appreciations to the audience who tuned in.
Really quick, you got one more question. So Kachi has one more question. Says, "I'll get something going." Great, it's awesome. Node is low requirements right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see here. Let's go to the docs. The node requirements on the docs are for a node that's supporting like 9 shards. So I would say, you could pretty much run a node on a Raspberry Pi at this point in time if you have enough storage. A fully indexed node is running like around 130 gigs in storage requirements right now. But outside of that, yeah, fast internet always helps. But storage and internet, those are the two largest barriers. It's not necessarily RAM or CPU at this point in time. So check it out. Guides, run a node. Um, I mean, this is a standard machine these days, but this was when we were supporting 9 shards at a time. So you probably don't even need this much these days. So yeah, check it out, guys. docs.q.ai/guides and top of the page here, how to run a node. It's pretty simple.
I'll drop it in chat really quick before we head out here.
Yeah, no sweat.
Doc.qu.ai. Here you go, Kat. I hope I'm saying it right. Is it Kashi? Kachi?
I'm gonna go with caching mining. This other site though, it's just a Vercel app and it's stale data, so expect a better link coming like real soon. Real soon. There's nothing really. It's just more of like a visual demonstration of what you could see. There's
Appreciate
nothing.
you, Kashi. Thanks for joining us tonight.
There's nothing really worth looking at on there. But you get the idea of some of the different visuals the team is working on. There's others as well. Um, so we're having fun with it. Kashi, shout out. Dan, Crypto Vegeta. There's a few other folks tuning in. Again, hit us up on X and you can earn some free Quai. Go sign up via the QR code up above, Keeper.money. All you need is an X account. And you can start earning Quai by engaging with the Quai Network and the Quai Nation ecosystem here on X. Get 1 Quai in your Pelagus wallet. You can get the role Quai Nation member in our Discord server. We will be back on X tomorrow morning with another Quai Friday for you guys. Definitely looking forward to that. See how the team thinks about testnet since it rolled out tonight. They're definitely keeping a close eye on it, so that'll be fun. And yeah, expect a lot of updates in terms of like stats and dashboards and explorers coming to you really early next week. And staking and mainnet is right around the corner, guys. So you can tell we're super excited over here. Hope you're just excited as we are. We are at the pearly gates, guys. Mainnet soon. Project Soap gonna change the world. Pretty much reintroduce proof of work into the conversation in a way that's going to blow everybody's mind. So, hope you guys had fun hanging out with us tonight. And Christopher, any final thoughts?
Soap.
Sup. Keep it real, guys. I will see you again on this space Tuesday next week, but you can always catch us online pretty much any time of the day, Monday through Friday. So, hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out, y'all.